Would you like to live in a culture where we're celebrated and admired for our intellect? This is why I appreciate and value Krishnamurti so much, is because he was a genius of his own making. We all have this hardware, this human mind, but he put in the time, effort, energy, obsession, and resources and focus to learn about himself and his humanness. He learned about his ego and how to overcome this survival mechanism in all of us, where we have a program in us that really observes our environment for all the threats around us. And then we use our overactive imagination to fuel imaginary circumstances that are coming. He knew what the human condition was, that if you left the brain untamed, like a horse, it would go down into the never-ending gutter. So what if in 2025, young men, millennial men, or Gen Z men decided that they wanted to do something very special with their intellect? They wanted to build something very superhuman. You can have this superhuman body, but that's the temple. And I believe that it should be a direct reflection of the resources and information and knowledge that we put into our psyche, our human brain, our consciousness. It is a direct reflection of the healthy state of consciousness that we have. I believe that these things go hand in hand, that the physical meets the spiritual, and that we are equalized. This is why I preach healthy fitness habits and also healthy mental habits. I want to look at this video with Krishnamurti. It's only 4 minutes long. Let's take a look at this master.
Well, it happens the same thing with the gurus. I don't like that guru, but I like the other one. He's more indulgent. He allows me to do what I like.
Look at all these people. Look at all these people. Go to hear him speak. Go to hear him speak. Are there people on this planet who would love to go and speak to an audience, and that you're their medicine? You're the direct reflection of what they're looking for, that spark, that spirit within, the fire behind the eyes. They go listen to you because they have listened to their ego for far too long. And you help them by your energy, by being fully present. You heal them. You plant seeds in them. This is what is required. The more wisdom we obtain, the more we want to give others that information, that knowledge, because we know what suffering is. We know the deep trenches of suffering, and no one should live in a metaphoric hell of reality. It's a very deep and dark place. Can we not aspire in 2025 to be more courageous in having an obsession of the internal realm? Now, this is not to endlessly think and get lost in our thoughts and our emotions and just self-analyze. That's not what I'm saying. But to go down into the inner realm and face the illusion of Maya, samsara, the reality, be able to detach and make this a playground again, a playfulness within and so without. And then not take the same information within as real either. It's all an illusion. It's Maya, it's samsara. All the thoughts, feelings, and emotions you have are really biological processes. But we attach meaning, identity, interest to it. And so we obsess over it. And we build a narrative. And usually they're not good narratives. They're not empowering narratives. Here's narratives of shame, guilt, bogged down by memory, trauma, all these things. I'm not saying that this is easy, but it's required to live a fully vibrant life. Too many of us are walking around half alive. And I want more fully alive human beings on this planet. The planet would be a much more beautiful place if all of us were truly vibrant and truly fully alive.
You know, many gurus have come to see the speaker at many times. The funniest one of them was he had been in that particular country for many years, And he came to see me with all the robes and beads and all the rest of it. And he said, he saluted me most respectfully because he assumed I was the guru of gurus. And he said, "Sir, I have been in this country for many years. I've talked all over the different parts of this country. I have a large number of followers, but I've run out of ideas." So I've come to you, and so please give me some ideas. We're not joking, but this was an actual fact.
A guru, someone seeking for so long, probably his whole life, got to a point where he was disillusioned again by the fallacies of his own mind, of his own making, of his own reality, that he lost his inherent way to give ideas or solutions or guidance. And that's a very slippery slope, because to help others, you don't need good ideas. You don't need great solutions. You don't need a great intellect. What you need is a high vibrant energy that's untainted and unsullied by the suffering of life and reality. Remember, when we were brought into this world, before you could form words, language, you had an aura, a presence, an energy system that was fully alive. That's the greatest teacher of all. You see young children, and they have this fully alive essence. And I think we gravitate towards people who still have that same open receptivity. Somehow they went through the evolution of born with it, they lose it because of their conditioning and programming, and then they deprogram themselves and they get back into their innocence. Innocence is being untainted by life sufferings. Remember, as children, we use our imagination to fuel our visions and our dreams. If you've ever seen augmented reality on like a Snapchat filter or something, kids literally can see castles. They can see magic dragons. They can see the tea being poured into the teacup. It is vibrant. They're juicy. They're fully alive. We've somehow used, as adults, we use our imagination to obsess over our fears, and then we play those fears out. And we build out whole ecosystems and narratives and possible environments, and we start filtering life through that. And so we become immobilized, or another word is half alive. And this is very detrimental to human society, because when you live in a fearful world, you show up differently. You're usually emotional and volatile, and you've lost a lot of meaning and purpose in your life, and you don't take life as a gifted tool, a possibility every moment. You lose hope, and kids have a lot of optimism. They have a lot of vitality. You cannot have hope and optimism if you're hopeless, if you're lost, if you don't have purpose, you have no divine spark. It's there. It's always there. But we have to get rid of the illusion that's been placed over us, that you need things to be fully alive, that you need things or certain environments or certain circumstances to feel safe and secure. Great men can go through the most suffering, but they never lose their spirit or spark for too long. Yes, they fall down to their knees and they go through a process, but they transmute that pain into some weird, blissful ecstasy. It can be done. You can call it rapture, divine rapture, where they shatter the old paradigms of what they were told, and they step into a new reality that's actually more real than what they thought. And this is the reality or perspective or stage of consciousness that I all want us to get to. Because When you have men who come from that place, they're not dangerous. They're healthy to a society. They help others grow out of their own misery and suffering. It's a beautiful thing. That's why we need to honor great thinkers like Krishnamurti. Listen to them. Ponder their philosophies. Ponder their words. Try to find what they were really trying to say.
You see, when we have really understood why we follow, why a guru assumes authority, why he demands so many things, or allows another follower to throw off his inhibitions.
A great spiritual coach or a guru or a mentor is a really very synonymous to a great sports coach. When I was a young man, I had a great coach. Thank goodness, because I didn't believe in myself. I didn't think I had a lot of talent. But somewhere this guy always yelled at me. And my assistant coach would say, the only reason he does that, the only reason he calls you out, because he sees so much in you. I didn't get it. I didn't understand it. But he didn't let me get away with weakness. He pushed me harder because he knew I had much more in me. You have much more in you. You do. And a great guru will slap the living shit out of you, physically and metaphorically, to get you over your weakness. This is what's required. The problem is so many of us are arrogant. We're so arrogant. We think we know everything. But we never take the steps to evolve, to overcome our weakness. We cannot listen because we're arrogant. This man, Krishnamurti, is humble. He's humble. The spiritual master came to him, presented him as a guru of gurus. And I guarantee Krishnamurti didn't take a stance of superiority. He probably humbled himself in front of him to show that this man, no authority is here above you, my friend. That's what autonomy is. You have everything you need right here, right now, within yourself. There's an innate power that you are tethered to that is beyond comprehension, that we can all tap into. And it is our job to do this. I don't know if consciousness is a living, breathing, collective thing, but I do believe that our individual paths lead to better outcomes for the collective. This is about a better world for all of us. And maybe that's not what you're going for. You just want a better world for yourself. Great. Well, the beautiful thing is when you oscillate, because we're always never ending changing. If you oscillate to better frequencies, better realms within you, you have more poise. Things can happen and you have much tougher and firmer resilience. Things that would have brought you to your knees in the past don't in the same way anymore. We never stay the same. In the small things, the very small things, the subtle things that you do every day that move the needle a little bit in the right direction, over time will change your life. This is why they say the greatest, biggest acts are in the smallest of steps. You do not need to do a lot to radically change your life, but you must start doing something. Break it down in the small. I call this moving mountains, where you take something that you want to do, but you take the smallest act possible. Let's say I wanted to start a YouTube channel, right? I can't start a YouTube channel if I'm too afraid to put myself on camera. And that happened for a long time. Couldn't even do it. There's so much criticism in myself to even do that. But then one day, through intuition, I said, what is the single smallest, greatest act that I can do today towards my goal? And for me, it was simply turning on the record button. That was scary. And you know what? That took so much courage. It sounds silly to some. Oh yeah, you just turn on the camera and just record yourself. But in my brain, it was like climbing a mountain. a mountain I couldn't climb up. I imagine in your life, there's a lot of mountains that you're scared to try, scared to do. Do it. Climb that mountain. It's called moving mountains. I'm trying to write a book about it. But it's taking that small step that seems very easy for anybody else, but is so hard for you. See if this redefines a new normal for you. See what that one small step does. I promise you, you'll build momentum, but you must do it again and again. And guess what? When you climb and get on top of one mountain, guess what? There's always another. That's a beautiful thing about life. It's never over. It's never ending. Until we die, of course. But every man should work towards something bigger than himself, his current version of himself. It's like upgrading your house. You have an old home, the old you. And if you want a better house, you have to open another door. You have to be you can't be afraid to take that risk, or you're always going to be stuck in the known world. And life really happens in the unknown. That door that's so scary to open, but you know there's an adventure on the other side. I love you guys. Thank you so much for checking out this video. Please like, please subscribe. Build a community over here. Please comment. Let me know how this video might have affected you. If there's any videos that you feel that you'd like me to react to, you can leave that in the comments below, the title, the person, or a direct link. I just want to say thanks, guys. I hope this video inspired you to look at your life a little bit differently and to give you some medicine to feel better, to see things in the future a bit more optimistically, to give you a little bit deeper purpose in the gift that we have called life. Also, if you'd be interested in booking a one-to-one coaching call, there's a link in the description. I'd be honored to help you out with any tools or strategies that I've learned along the way. And it'd be my honor. All right, I'll catch you guys on the next one. Take care for now. Bye-bye.